Previously on Cartridge Blowers, Cody and Nikki were fighting the evil tyrant Freezer on the surface of the moon. Cody was reaching into his vast reserves of spirit energy to form his ultimate attack when finally, Matt arrived on the scene. Freezer and his minions were very sad and angry, and they screamed a lot, until Nikki also screamed, and then Matt and Cody screamed, and then the planet exploded? Find out what happens this week on Cartridge Blowers Anime Games. Nikki wants the Supreme Court to recognize spirit unions in Shaman King, Power of Spirit. Cody uses the ultimate strategy, passwords, in Akira. And I am 5 pretty girls, which I guess I should tell my therapist about, in Pretty Soldier, Sailor Moon. All this and Link's Awakening. I can't believe Kate Chopin wrote a sequel to her hit anime novel. It's Cartridge Blowers, episode 157. Dark Bone Town is the Shadow Realm. On the next episode of Cartridge Blowers, Cody dies, and it makes Matt really angry. But he gets over it. The end. No moral.
YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, starring Cody Coleman, Nikki Wright, Matt Krua, and no one else. Cartridge Blowers. Hello everybody, and welcome to YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, the show where we give video games a second chance to make a first impression. I'm Cody Coleman, and with me as always is Nikki Wright.
Hello.
And Matt Krua.
Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
You guys are so kawaii.
Thank you. Senpai.
You're welcome, Matt-san.
Thank you for noticing me.
Yeah, I would never stop noticing you.
We're in for a show today.
So, this is the show where in the second half we play video games based around a theme, and as you may have noticed from Nikki and Matt's little introductions there, this week the theme is anime games. We've done this before, but yeah.
Then, do the speed lines around me.
So yeah, this will be games based around anime that exists out in the world. There's a whole lot of it, and none of it for this show will be hentai. So there's that. We lost viewers.
Oh no, there goes everybody on YouTube who was.
We don't want to get kicked off of Twitch, so
they were on YouTube looking for hentai. Is that a
thing? They're not very successful, I don't believe.
Okay, yeah. Gross.
Yeah. So that's what you have to look forward to in the second half. But if you're watching us on YouTube, as you can every other Friday on youtube.com/YNINpod, then you can just skip ahead to that right now by clicking on the timestamp in the description below. However, if you're watching us live, as you can all the other Fridays on twitch.tv/cartridgeblowers, as is appearing in the bottom corner there, then you just have to hear us go jibber jabber, talk on about all the other stuff until we get there. But really, it's fine. That's what you're here for. And you can participate in the chat and talk to us. And we'll probably respond to you maybe in the little chat box that's in my right. But before we get to any of that stuff, hey, Matt, did you play anything?
Me? Play video games?
Did you play video games?
That's impossible. No, yeah, I play a lot of video games, man. Can I tell you about them?
Yeah.
Can I tell Nikki, Cody?
I'm
here to tell you guys about a video game. So I'm going to start. I'm going to go in reverse.
Okay, reverse video games.
Because I got a new game this morning that I just started on. You may have heard of it. It's a little thing called The Legend of Zelda.
Oh my goodness!
It's an indie hit that just came out. It's pretty cool. Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening remake came out on Switch, and I was not sure if I was going to pick it up because I've only got one of those vouchers left. And I was like, do I want to get that or Pokemon or Dragon Quest? And I was like, No, I want Legend of Zelda. I'm not stupid. Of course, I want Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I bought it. I have not got to play it yet. So.
Yeah, so I actually brought it to work with me and played it on my break this morning. Don't tell anyone. And
I won't.
Internet. And so I got pretty far into it. I don't know. Have you guys played Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy before?
Yes, it was
Very little.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was actually one of the 3 Zelda games I have played in its entirety, and now
Wow.
it will also be the 4th Zelda game I play in its entirety.
Well, it's pretty much spot on. The translation hasn't really changed. The gameplay certainly hasn't changed. If anything, it's just got a lot of quality of life improvements and better music and graphics.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Can I still cheat in the way that I did in the old Game Boy days, where if you pause it while you're transitioning between screens, you'll end up on the other end of the screen?
No.
Ah, fuck. It's going to be so much harder this time.
No, Cody, you can't do that because there's no screen transitions.
No, good, but no.
It's better.
Okay.
The whole world is one vast sort of expanse, a la, kind of the way more modern 2D Zelda games work. But instead, they introduced a new dungeon creator minigame that I have thus far found to be very boring.
That has been the gist that I've gotten from reviews so far. Yeah,
it's skippable. Like that, the dungeon creator being bleh, and the weird FPS drops during gameplay are my only, I guess, sort of low points to it. Every time you go to a new area, the FPS drops to 30, and it's very, very noticeable. And so yeah, I've only been playing it today, so I can't talk too much about it. But it's Link's Awakening. It's the same game.
Okay.
But to add something a little new to it, I can show you how I've been playing it, because today I got these bad boys.
What is that?
This is the Damon Ex Machina Switch controller.
Cool.
Yeah, they are very, very big. So you can see I've got big meaty boy hands, and they fit very nicely over the Switch. It kind of gives it the almost width and heft of a Wii U gamepad, I feel.
Okay.
It kind of looks like a giant Game Gear.
Which is what Nikki always called the Wii U gamepad. So.
How much was this? I want to say it was around 50 or 60. It's a tie-in with the game Damon Ex Machina, which I like the demos of, but apparently the reviews are that it's bad, so I'm probably not going to pick it up. And it comes with really, really nice feeling sticks that feel a lot better than the actual Joy-Con sticks. A D-pad, which is nice. Yes, please. And like turbo functionality, which I didn't need that, but it made the fishing game like really simple. So I took care of that pretty easy.
But most importantly, is it more comfortable?
For me, yes.
Okay.
At first it wasn't, but I think I just wasn't used to it. But now that I'm used to it, I think if I'm going to play handheld games, I want to play with these. The problem is they are not, so I can take them out, right? And like they are not actual wireless controllers. They are only usable in handheld mode. Okay. So if you're wanting them for, there's no, I don't know that there's much inside of them at all. They feel really light when you take them out of the system, and so I'm imagining there's not a lot of hardware inside. And hold on, I'm going to put it back into my dock that's right here, and because it just barely fits. Okay, I got it. And but yeah, if you have larger hands, okay, it might be worth a purchase. Or if you just like the feel of bigger controllers, like at the end of the day, I kind of like, I think I've talked about this. I've come around a long time ago to the fact that I think the Xbox controller is way better than the PS4 controller. And I think a lot of that has to do with the size. I think it fits ergonomically better.
Sure. What's it called? Is the Deus Machina controller?
Damon Ex Machina. Hori makes it. They make fighting sticks. And so it's pretty cool. I highly recommend it so far. I mean, I've only had it for less than a day, but I figured I'd show it off and talk about it. Okay. And then last game I want to talk about is a game
from Remedy Software, a game that I streamed entirely over the past week and a half or so, called Control.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have talked about Link's Awakening so much because honestly, I could talk about Control for hours.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, I actually
Let's
went.
hit the
So
highlights.
I started making my Game of the Year list because I was like, I played a lot this year. What's my Game of the Year? And I started putting stuff in order. Control's at the top right now. It's really,
Man.
I've
really
heard
spectacular.
really great things, not just from you. So.
Yeah. It is a third person, I would say Metroidvania, in a lot of ways, where you are going around a building and unlocking new parts as you go, while also unlocking new tools to get you to new parts. The gameplay is really solid. It's a very pretty game. But the key that I think really drives it home for me and makes it so good is that it has a really engrossing and weird and like unique story. You are a girl by the name of Jessie Faden, and your brother was kidnapped by the Federal Bureau of Control 15 or so years ago after a weird event that you and your brother experienced. And you've been searching for the Federal Bureau, a shadowy government organization, and you can't find them for so long. The game opens with you finally having found them in New York City. It turns out they're in a building right in the middle of the city, but there's something about it that no one can ever tell the building is there. And so you walk in and you find the director's office, and he's committed suicide when you walk into the office. And now you're the director.
Nice.
And that's how that works. And as you go through the building, you find various paranormal artifacts and stuff, because the entire bureau is about cataloging and controlling these artifacts. And you use the artifacts to give yourself telekinetic powers and telepathic abilities that work really, really well. You get to fly and control minds and hurl rocks and TVs and couches.
That sounds like lots of fun.
The entire environment just comes apart in your hands, and you can just throw it.
Okay.
You can dash, and there's a shield. There's a power I didn't even unlock because it's optional. And you have a gun that changes shape into other guns.
Oh, cool.
And you press a button and it turns into more gun. And
Sure.
And it's really weird. It's really the mysteries are really intriguing, and they draw you in. I think it's a game that like you and Brooke might like together, Cody.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm actually playing a copy that Joe got me because it's actually an Epic Store exclusive on PC. And he got it for free from work, and I was like, yeah, let me get that Epic Store password, bud.
Sure.
And so I was like, man, I think Joe and his wife should play this together, because I think like it's a cool game to just watch. I think it's just I think there's interesting stuff going on in it. And I'll go ahead and cut myself short, because again, I could talk a long time about it, but I think the last 2 hours of this game are unlike anything I've ever played in a video game before.
Wow, really?
If you're not going to play it, I think you should go back and watch the VODs.
Okay.
I
think I would like to play it. It sounds fun.
Yeah. It's like you get to this thing called the ashtray maze, which is like I'm trying not to spoil it as much as possible, but it's just like the sort of shifting maze that shifts as you walk through it, and then the song comes on, and like it's just this fucking killer set. It's ridiculous, and then like things go insane. I have been cutting the streams off at midnight for the past like month now to try and get myself on a good work sleeping schedule, and Control, like I got to that maze around like 11:40, and I was like, I bet I can get through the maze really quick. And then once I got into the maze, I was like, I have to beat this game tonight. And I went to and I went to bed at like I couldn't stop, and I went to bed at like 1:30.
It's only a little bit later.
Little bit. So yeah, it's Control from the makers of Alan Wake. If you've ever played that, I really enjoyed Alan Wake as well. Like the only downsides to that game, I would say, are it's not necessarily the most technically put together game, because it's super duper pretty, but like PS4, for instance, runs like shit. And so you've got to sort of mess with your settings to make it work. But yeah,
Gotcha.
it's Beryl says it was so cool to watch you become the Marvel superhero I know you are in real life. Basically, it felt like playing as like Jean Grey or something with a gun.
So much fun. All right.
Yeah, pistol Jean Grey. Yes.
I think Brooke would enjoy that. Nice. Right
Yeah.
on. Speaking of things to play with my wife and myself.
My wife.
Thank you. I did play a game recently with her. It's Bendy and the Ink Machine. She really likes it when I play kind of sort of creepy, scary games. And I thought, well, this was on sale on Steam a while back for like $3, so I picked it up. And it's a creepy adventure game where you walk through an abandoned animation studio that has like the old rubber band style animation, rubber hose animations. And some creepy stuff's happening, and maybe some of the characters have been brought to life, and you kind of try to unravel this mystery. It is an adventure game with some battle elements to it. It is not a hard game. It is pretty easy. Pretty much everything you need to know and need to do, with exception of one or two small things, are pretty in your face. There's not a lot of thinking involved. It's more just unraveling the story, which turns out pretty decent, creepy story. And the aesthetic I really dug. So yeah, I recommend it if you can catch it on sale or something like that again. So I've been playing that. I also wanted to play a game on the Switch's new SNES app. So I played Demon's Crest in its entirety because I never beat it when I was a kid. That game's it gets tricky.
It does, yeah.
Especially the final boss, if you can make it to his true form. That game's hard as hell. And I used the rewind function on this baby a few times. So I'm not ashamed.
No shame.
I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, you're only cheating, but there's no shame.
Yeah, no, there's no shame at all.
You're only a coward and bad at video games. Destroy your Switch. Throw it in the dump where it belongs.
Oh, all right. Well, I do feel shame now. That's really it. Nikki said she did not play anything this week, so why don't we move on very
Unless
quickly?
you want to talk about Final Fantasy XIV lore. No, you don't. Okay.
Maybe a bit later.
Let me tell ya.
I'm sorry.
It's real good.
What?
It's real good.
Is it? Spoiler alert. Real good lore.
Sell me on the story of FF14 in one sentence. Go.
We're the bad guys.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good sentence.
I said the story of FF14, not the story of America.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I want to go through a few games real quick in the new crap. We have a little bit of time, so let's do that real quick. So, okay, October 1st, 2019, there is a game coming out that is a remake of an older game I did not know existed. And this is coming out for the PS4, PC, and Switch. I'm going to read the description to you real quick before I read you the title. It is, tread across innumerable parallel worlds to unravel a hidden mystery and use the ADMS or Auto Diverge map system as a visual guide to find your way in the sci-fi adventure game. This game name right here, written by renowned creator Hiroki Kano. Explore multiple timelines and revisit events through the unique gaming mechanic of the reflector device. This allows you to explore every timeline in detail. Activate the reflector device ADMS to return to event with more knowledge of new items. So that's the description. Then I watched the trailer, and the trailer is, look at all these characters you can fuck. Because it's a dating sim.
And what is the remake of? What are you talking
the
about?
name of the game is, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world.
What?
Yeah, a girl who chants love at the bounds of this world.
Yeah.
I'm glad you talked about this on Anime Week, Cody.
Yeah, right?
Because that's the anime-est game I've ever fucking heard.
Isn't it?
Okay, all right. So you go to parallel worlds and you bone.
And yeah, in fact, there's more
I bet
description.
Bonetown is really cool in various alternate universes.
This is the Bone Town where Hitler won World War II.
It does go on to say that you need to fall in love with every character to reach the true ending.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thumbs up for polyamory support. Go for it, game. You do you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna fall in love with the alternate version of myself though
No.
that lives in Darkbone Town. Where
Absolutely, you shouldn't. So that is that game. Also on the same day, a game comes out for the PS4 and PC
Sorry,
called.
hold on, wait.
Oh, okay.
I really like the idea of Darkbone Town
Same.
because so in the canon, Darkbone Town, everybody is both evil and horny all the time, and
That's the best way to be horny.
The best part is that came from Nikki.
all right. Beryl says, "Are you kidding? I'm more likely to fall in love with Darkbone Town, Beryl."
I'm glad.
All right. Cody, talk about your other game.
right,
It can't be as good.
No, absolutely not. There are two more games. Ready Set Hero comes out for the PC and PS4. That's Ready Set Heroes, and it is a game where it's a couch multiplayer dungeon crawler, semi-roguelike, but the twist is at the end you are racing against another group of people somewhere on the internet that's doing the same thing. And when you reach the end of the thing, the dungeon, you fight each other. And if you got to the end of the dungeon faster, then you're more powerful. So it's something I haven't really seen done before. So it sounds pretty interesting.
It seems like it wouldn't work though without a large player base.
Probably not. I would imagine not. So hopefully it just does well so that you can play it at all. And also, like, that mechanic probably won't work too well further down the line if you wait too long and people get bored with it. But anyway, it's there. It's the premise. And then October 10th, 2019, We Were Here Together comes out for the PC and Xbox One. And this game is one where you're put in this very beautiful world and you are in one area of this map, and then someone else that you are also playing with is on the other area of the map. And you're separated and you're working together using walkie-talkies to escape room yourself out of the world. So it's basically one of those escape rooms where you start out in two different rooms and have to come together. And
okay.
I kind of dig that.
Let's buy that.
Yeah, right? It's apparently the third one in the series. So
Really?
there are two more already. So I'm kind of into that. I think
sounds cool.
it up. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the stuff that's coming out worth talking about. Why don't we go ahead and start playing video games? This is Anime Week, so we're playing games based around anime, and Nikki is starting us out.
Oh, cool. So I played a Shaman King game for the PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of ShamanKing?
I have. I don't
I've
know
heard of
anything
it.
about it.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
When we were like in/out of high school.
Sure.
I think. I definitely remember being in a fandom of Shaman King when we were dumb on the internet in high school.
Oh my.
Sure.
Why?
I think you've issued someone a challenge, Nicole.
So, like, is the Shaman King, like, is that a character?
No, so the shaman. So okay, in this world of the Shaman King, there's like a tournament that happens because like a comet or something is about to hit the Earth. I could be wrong, but there's a tournament that happens, and whoever wins becomes the Shaman King. And
Is that how monarchies
samurai
work?
Spirit?
Monarchy just works that you win a fighting tournament and you become the king.
Yes.
Okay, cool, neat. I'm
Okay.
going to England right now.
Nice.
And I'm gonna beat up the queen so hard.
Dude, I think you'll win.
I think so too.
You've got like 60 years under her, so
and big meaty hands.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say before we get going?
Let's be kings.
Let's do it.
Power of spirit.
So I will say you're probably going to hear Discord and Google sounds during this playthrough, so that's going to be fun.
I heard a really British lady say "power of spirit." It was pretty cool. Whoa!
When two stars meet,
Oh.
Oh, it's voice
Oh.
acting.
in order to bring to life
The Dobie tribe.
King of the Doobie tribe.
Traditional song.
The Shaman King loves his weed. That's canon to the anime.
Finally arrived.
Oh boy.
The Destiny Star.
Oh man, I was voicing this in my head, and like that second voice sounds a lot less nasal and congested than the voice I was giving.
I like all these characters that we don't get the name of nor get to see.
Oh, that one character is definitely Anna. I know that because I played her in that aforementioned fan dub.
Is her name Anna May?
Yes.
Like in history class.
Sorry, voice actor, I love you.
This was dubbed by 4Kids originally, so I feel like my fan dub was probably marginally better.
Beryl banishes you from the show.
I've been sent to the Phantom Zone or whatever. The Shadow Realm.
Darkbone Town.
Darkbone Town. Darkbone Town is the Shadow Realm.
Shaman King. By uniting with the great King of Spirits.
There is a lot of story.
There's so much story. Eventually,
Dude.
I must start cutting through because it's like 3 minutes in and I haven't started playing the game yet.
Hey, Grumtites.
He or
Hey,
she
Joey.
will help maintain order and balance throughout the world. But
I
if the
mean,
shaman of evil intent
You know,
wins,
if it's
he
between
or she
seeing
could
Willie
use his
Nelson and
powers to
us,
breed chaos and destruction.
True enough.
eh,
So wait, a Shaman King could be evil?
Hey guys.
yes. Hi,
Ah.
everybody
Hey, Mew
who's
Mew.
just joining us. Glad to have you with us on
Whoa.
this lovely evening. It's a very anime introduction.
Suddenly, like 18 anime characters showed up. Oh, hi. Hey, cutscene.
So, this weird VHS tape jumping is just how the intro is, I guess.
Wow.
Okay.
That is
Or my
distracting.
game
Shaman King, power of spirit.
The Destiny Star.
But I had to leave.
Understand.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, there's
I'm
gonna
sad
be
we
there's
didn't
gonna be a
get
game
the full
eventually,
anime
right?
intro, though.
There's not a game. It's more cutscene. Oh my god.
We're almost halfway through your video.
I know.
This is the
I
most relaxing spot in
know.
the world, Andamaru. Those guys look like they hang out all the time.
Mhm.
They're best friends.
That's his samurai spirit.
Well, that's a different game.
It's actually, it is.
This is just a homemade Listen, if I could whip this together in a day, I would be doing a much different job than what I currently
Right?
do.
I'm really interested to see what type of game this is.
Boy, you're gonna find out. It's very weird.
My name is Silva, and I
Like, there's so
The
many
hedgehog?
fucking talking in this game, you guys.
Silva the Hedgehog.
if you were
I heard
half
that
as
Discord
prepared
sound.
as a shaman fighter
Yep.
needs to be, you would have not have
And
Wait.
the other one.
for
Wait a minute. Is this a tactical strategy game?
No!
No?
Yes! I have no idea!
That sounds like you didn't play it.
You must defeat me in battle. Well, how do I battle? I have no idea. Goodbye. Fade to
That's a
black.
good thing. It's a good thing you ask, Matt, because they're gonna ask me if I want to do the tutorial.
And you said,
And I said no, because tutorials are for pussies.
great. Are you sure? All right. If you
And
say
I
so.
immediately realized that was a mistake.
Oh yeah, cube manipulation. Don't end your face. You
And
do
I
whole map.
love you, Beryl.
I like 2% map personally.
So, fun fact.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
My down button didn't work. That's why you see me going
What are
up
you
through the
doing?
menu. So I had to stop playing the game and fix my input.
Wait, what?
I fight
What is happening?
What?
Wait,
Now
is it
you're
What
fighting?
is
fighting?
happening?
So this is a tactical RPG with a fighting game in it when you are actually battling?
Yes.
Okay.
Holy shit! I made this game like on a notebook when I was in like 5th grade. And like
Someone beat you
I-
to actually developing it.
when I was in 5th grade, I was like, man, you know what would be cool? It was like Street Fighter was Final Fantasy. And
Yeah.
all of your random battles were Street Fighter fights. And then as I got older, I realized that would be so long.
Yeah.
That would be the longest game of all time. And it would be really bad and not fun. Hi, Shaman King. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm not the Shaman King yet. I have to win the tournament.
I like that guy's
Well, I'm playing. That's
guy's
definitely
sword boner
going to
attacks.
happen.
Oh, you beat him.
Well,
Danger.
yes and no.
The strength of your spirit
So this
unity is
where
impressive,
I'm
Nikki.
cut here, and it's not because I'm trying to like cheat or anything. It's because I spent about 6 minutes in trying to figure out how to move on to the next part of the game.
Oh my god. Nikki, what are your thoughts on spirit unity?
Oh, I'm for it.
Good, good.
You're pro spirit unity?
Yeah.
All right. See. If someone like, you know,
Spirit.
Castro or like Biden even would come out in favor of spirit unity, maybe someone could get behind them. But they are silent on spirit unity. It's ridiculous.
You know what? As a millennial, spirit unity is very important to me.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I care about. Yes, Fidel Castro.
Time to get serious.
Oh, now you're serious. Now you've got a glowy arm.
Yeah, you won, but like you didn't summon your samurai spirit. And so in order to win, you have to summon your samurai spirit and beat me with it. And because again, I skipped the tutorial because tutorials are for losers and suckers. I don't know how to summon my samurai spirit.
It's probably the down button.
It sounds like those that don't participate in the tutorials may literally become losers.
Oh, he's back on his bullshit again.
I don't like that attitude, Cody.
Oh,
That
sorry.
is very defeatist,
You're
and
right.
I'm not friends with people who have such negative outlooks.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, you're dead.
Oh, I'm so dead. I tried playing again, and like it was like the difficulty had fucking upped itself because he just beat me into oblivion.
Brutal.
Sephiroth's ghost did not help you at all.
Oh, Sephiroth's ghost is quite rude.
Man.
I like to have a word with his mother, in fact.
Excuse me, can I speak to Sephiroth's Ghost's manager? Please.
Oh well. So, would you play that again, given the opportunity to learn the rules?
No.
Okay. I don't know how to judge that game. I don't know if it was good or not. It's just
It
way
was
too much
barely a
story.
video game.
Yeah,
It had fighting elements.
yeah. There was a video game hiding in there
Mhm.
Yeah.
among your
And I'm
anime
sure it would have
episodes.
gotten more possibly interesting as time went on.
Sure. Fair enough.
I
All
said
right.
I did not send anybody a tutorial again. Tutorials are for suckers.
Da da da. All right. Well, I guess we can move forward. I played a game that I did not want to play a fighting game, so all Dragon Ball games were out.
No.
I didn't want to play an RPG. I didn't want to play a puzzle game. So that eliminated most games based on anime. So what I did end up finding was a little game based off the movie Akira for the Amiga. And I looked up a little bit on it because we haven't played an Amiga game on this show before. And apparently it is ridiculously hard. So, and stupid and bad. So I said, that is the game I'm playing for this show. So, yeah, apparently it was so difficult that reviewers had to get help from the creators to get past the first level.
Oh wow.
So,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And apparently it may be impossible to beat level 4 without cheating. So I don't get that far in this game, so we don't get to see that. But still, that is how this game is. It kind of seems like they didn't play test. They just kind of made it and put it out there. So let's see how well that translates. If you don't know Akira, Akira is a movie about a biker gang. One of the members gets taken away by the military and experimented on and gains superpowers. And since he was kind of the picked on guy, he rages and starts destroying the city. So this is that. Let's just get right on into it. So I played this for a while and then I lost the footage. So this is actually my second attempt to play this game.
Okay.
So
The shining metropolis of Neo Tokyo. Oh, nope. Okay, that's fine.
I did press a button, but that is the only story screen.
Oh boy, yeah, this looks like an Amiga game.
Yeah, so we start out as Kaneda on the bike, and it's basically just try to get through the stage. And this isn't all that there is in the game, but this is the first level. You have to hit the cones to get power-ups.
Sure,
And
that's
then
how
there's
cones work.
this. So there's no guarantee you are going to get to get that grenade. Like, you have to pick it up by hitting one of those cones. And if you don't, then you cannot get past those rocks.
So, all right, the gameplay looks real whack. Definitely reminds me of, like, we played True Lies on SNES and XS, and it was really bad. And there was
Sure.
there were driving levels
Uh-huh.
that kind of looked like this. But this HUD, can we talk about this HUD?
Sure. Yeah.
So you've got Canada's face down in the bottom left,
Uh-huh.
and he just kind of looks nonplussed about the whole situation.
He does.
And then you've got 3 vials of
Mhm.
goop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The left vial, those are your lives.
What?
The middle vial, that is your health, and the
Okay.
peak vial is your fuel. So
Oh,
have to
God,
pick
you
up
have
fuel or you'll
motorcycle
die.
fuel?
Yeah, you have to pick up every fuel power up in order to be able to make it through the level.
Then you've got 4 staticky. Okay, so those are your item pickups. Actually, I get that now.
Yeah.
And then you've got a petri dish full of pink Jello.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is. That may be your progress through the level.
So you're not supposed to run into the police officers.
Right. Right.
Bad game.
Yeah. Yeah. You will blow up if you attempt that. So
It seems like you'll blow up no matter what you do, Cody.
yeah. There's not a lot that won't make you blow up. We're about to get to a point where I've had enough. So
Sure.
we're gonna continue here. And try again. I went ahead and cut to here.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Why is the hitbox so bad on the ramp?
Oh, it's real bad. Yeah.
Oof.
So we're getting to the point where I decide I'm gonna look up the strats to beat this on the internet, and I got a pretty good strat to beat that. So the strat is this. I just enter the password for the next level.
Captured.
Yep. So,
Okay.
So now we're gonna go to the next level.
Yeah, no, that's a speedrun strat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
So now I am Tetsuo in a platforming level.
But
Factory?
hey, I seen this movie.
Yeah.
It's been a while. This ain't this movie.
So there is a point where Tetsuo kind of goes in like this weird kind of trip that has a little robot car, a teddy bear, and a bunny try to attack him. I don't remember anything about bowling pins or clowns popping their eyeballs out of their sockets.
I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna make 2 really wonky references, so I do apologize.
Uh-huh.
The aesthetic of this level reminds me of that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Where
Cool.
those 2 kids find like a weird carnival at
Yes.
the, whatever
There you go.
of whatever like apartment complex they live in, and like the whole reason the carnival exists is because like the girl is an alien and like the aliens are trying to call her home. I'm
Oh
so
my
glad
God.
that Cat is with me. I love you so much. And the sound effects
Uh-huh.
remind me of that Do you want to be Santa's Christmas Helper 900 number from the very early 90s?
Oh my god.
Oh,
You-
that maybe we should show that on the after show.
You also notice that there's no music here. It's just sound effects.
Was there music in the first level?
No, there's not. But you're slightly distracted by the fact that there's a constant motor sound effect.
Oh yeah, love that. That's my favorite song.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mew Mew is the only person around, Mew Mew in the chat, who is European. So, can we, as Americans, safely say the Amiga sucked, right?
Yeah, the Amiga's bad.
Amiga's garbage.
Yeah.
Like Europe and South America really loved it, but the Amiga's garbage. Amiga's a trash system, and all the games were to trash. The only thing that's good about the Amiga is the RoboCop soundtrack.
Sure. I cut ahead here. So
who published or developed this game?
I had it and I forgot. Let me look that up again real quick. But yeah,
I was guessing that it's LJN, and you know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Same.
they made tons of terrible licensed games.
Yeah.
And several other companies did try to make Akira games as well, but from what I understand, they were all pretty much this game.
I don't even know how to process that. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Mm-hmm.
We're all worse off for it.
This game was made by Taito.
What?
Yeah,
That's a real
Really?
game company.
it is.
That's a real one. They make real games.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, everyone's got to start somewhere,
sure.
and they can't all be winners.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the capsules are a big drug in this world, so I guess you collect capsules for something. I can't really tell what it does. The point of these levels is to collect all of these key cards so that you can make it to the end, and the key cards are those little things that look like old computers.
Okay.
Picture
all
in
right.
the upper right corner of the cube at the bottom of the screen.
Do you ever turn into a big blob?
There is, I'm assuming that's at the end of the game, because the password has something to do with blob for that level.
Okay.
Oh, that was horrifying.
Yeah, yeah. And the strat that they gave reviewers to be able to beat the first level is the code for the second level. So
That's again pro strat.
So you took the elevator from the 4th floor to the 4th floor.
it's the fourth elevator.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So we have Scientist Man that throws syringes. Very, very large syringes.
Oh, cool. It's like Narc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Military Man that throws bullets with his gun. We're, man, cut ahead again to vomiting toy car.
I think, Cody,
Uh-huh.
and correct me if I'm wrong,
Uh-huh.
I think this game sucks.
Oh, yeah, it's real bad. This game's real bad.
I don't want to like, you know, tell tales out of school or anything. But I think this game is shitty.
Yeah,
really,
it's shitty. Yeah.
really shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not.
Why is this car vomiting on
I
you?
don't know. It's like he's vomiting
That's
spider
just
webs.
Dave. You just killed Dave. He's just a guy. Like the car, I get. The car is vomiting. The bunny is sonicking at you. I get it. You just killed Dave. Dave's just trying to give you your medicine. You killed him, and now you're evaporated like a big idiot. Now you're alive.
What year did this come out?
1992?
Really?
No, I'm sorry.
We had like Super
1988.
Mario
I'm
World
sorry.
in 1992.
This was 1988. I apologize. It was shortly after the release of the movie.
I love the boing sound effect.
Yeah.
For the you know, tragic victim of government experiments.
Yeah, and when you die, you just sort of fade out for a second, and then you fade back in.
Okay.
Purple
I
asks a very good question.
Uh-huh.
Can we petition them to take it back?
Let's do it. Why not? Let's get a change.org petition going on.
Can we sue them for damages?
I don't know. Yeah, that timer will reset when if you die from a timer death. And there's the game over screen.
That game over screen sucks.
Yeah, it does. So
Very
yeah,
sorry, Cody.
yeah, it's all right. It's that game. It's bad. I should have played what I was going to play, which was basically a Lolo clone featuring Ramna 1/2 characters, but instead I played this.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, what?
Maybe I'll play that next time. That's what could have been though. That is in the better timeline. But anyway, hey Matt, what'd you play?
All right, I wanted to pick an anime that we haven't shown on Cartridge Blowers yet. One that was we've gone through the gamut. I feel we've shown a lot of the anime that people know. Well, obviously we've shown Dragon Ball. I think last time we did anime, I did Attack on Titan was my game, and I was like, what are some of the classics we haven't looked at? And I wanted to find a Sailor Moon game.
Okay.
So I sort of dug through the archive of Sailor Moon games, and to be honest, there's really not that much to go through for, when I think of what is anime, like Sailor Moon is like up there.
Yeah.
That comes to mind. The Super Nintendo had a bunch of like fighting games. It's got a puzzle game that's actually pretty cool, and a like weird turn-based RPG. But I didn't want to play any of those. Instead, I decided to go a little far out there because during my searches, I found a game that I didn't even know existed. So the game I'm bringing you today is Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon for arcade.
Okay.
Yeah, Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon is a side-scrolling beat-em-up developed by Gazelle. Gazelle is known for literally nothing else other than this game. They made only 2 games, Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon and Air Gallet, which is described by Wikipedia as an extremely difficult, manic, vertically scrolling shoot 'em up. I have no idea what that fucking means. It was published by Banpresto in Japan. Banpresto does a lot of anime games, and everywhere else in the world by Sega, because this actually got a release outside of Japan. In fact, I'm playing the European version today. It did not get a version in America, but Europe got it for some reason. It is a beat 'em up in the style of Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, stuff like that. You get to play as any of the 5 Sailor Scouts.
Sure.
It takes place, I believe, during the first season of the show, and yeah, it's an interesting one. So I think maybe let's take a look at it.
Let's do it.
Normally I would like show the attract screen when I do arcade games, but the attract screen had no music. It was just people's faces.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it was weird.
Do I get to play as Popeye the Sailor Man?
Not in this one, no. So you get to pick whichever sailor person you want to be. I figured, why not be Moon? And in fact, my sort of, I guess, limitation for myself is I'm gonna let each person die once, and then I'm gonna quit. So,
Okay.
trying out the buttons. You've got 3 buttons here: a jump, an attack, and a special move, which you get once per continue. But you can also find them as pickups. The first thing that comes to mind.
Honest.
There are two things that come to mind about this game right away. One, I think it looks really good.
It looks awesome. It looks fantastic.
I think the
It
sprites
looks
are really big
good.
and really detailed. The other thing that comes to mind is I think the music is really bad.
Yeah, the music could be better.
The music like is melodically sound, but like the instrumentation is a joke. And you'll hear some more really bad sound effects and music later on. But yeah, the music is real bad, but again, I think the songs themselves are fine. The instrumentation is just gross. But I love how there are so many different varieties of enemies. There's just a ton of sprites. Like normally, I get beat by a tennis racket.
Getting her face beaten with a tennis racket.
Like by this point in a Streets of Rage type game, you would have seen like 2 sprites, but they've all been like colored in 3 different ways. And so here you've got like 7 different types of enemies. You can do dash attacks. You can also do jump and attack at the same time to do a sort of roundhouse attack. if you get surrounded, but it does take some energy from you. Again, but we're already at the boss.
Oh man, that was fast.
Castle and Polks.
That was a sound.
Yeah. So here's my special attack. It didn't do anything. Great. The bosses are immune to specials. I learned that by doing that.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah, so they just sort of jump around and do this electric attack that hurts both me and their minions. I'm going to tell you right now, they're actually the hardest boss in the game.
Really? Okay.
The animations are really smooth and really cool. Like, especially, and like, this might be weird to notice, but like with the hair.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I think this game looks really good. It is a 1995 game. So, you know, when we're talking about like arcade beat 'em ups, like it's pretty late in the game. But I mean, like, this is from a company that they made the one game, right?
Yeah.
And so it seems to work so far. Whatever you said. It looked like me and the bosses teamed up there, honestly, with the pose I was doing. So I grabbed the crystal that was on the ground, which gives me another charge of this. I was like, maybe if I do it while they're in the air, they'll get hurt.
Maybe it's just when they're not posing. Okay.
No, that's garbage. So my plan now is to split them up and just sort of stun lock them. And I got one, so now the boss is easy.
Oh, now they can't do their special thing.
They can't, which is the only thing that could really hurt me. So I can just wail on her in the corner.
Okay.
So Beryl in the chat, whose name comes from the main villain of Sailor Moon Season 1, Sailor Mercury in the top left looks like she's going to throw up. But you would know more about the lore. I've seen the show, but I don't necessarily remember all of it. There's crystals, and these are demons from like the Dark Moon or something. There's a ninja. Oh yeah, get off screen. Fuck you guys. The 5 characters are not very different, but I will say I found some of them to be better than others.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna be Sailor Mercury for a little bit here, but Sailor Moon died like pretty early. Her dash attacks just weren't as good, and like some characters seem to be able to activate throws easier. And so like, and the throws are really powerful. So like I can, you know, just throw people into other people, and it's ridiculous.
These mannequin
that
guys
person
are neat.
Unscrewed their head and threw it at me.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna let them get it back.
Can you pick it up?
I tried. That's what I was trying to do just now, and it wouldn't let me.
Oh.
So yeah, it's pretty
Boo.
kind of a bummer. So my goal was just to never let them get back to where their head is. Yeah, no, like all of the villains, I mean, they're Monster of the Week villains, right? So they all have very different designs. But like kind of seeing them all together in this one beat 'em up style is really neat. Would you guys be interested in a mild 5?
What is a mild 5?
I don't know, but we can get one from that machine back there. It looks like a tart, perhaps.
It's
I'm not sure.
I think it might actually be cigarettes.
Oh, you may be right.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. Sailor Moon's canceled. Got it. So, I mean, to go back to the controls, again, they're pretty simple. Oh, no, I still got one Mercury left. Which is good. Sailor Mercury was my favorite of the Sailor Scouts. Because she was blue, and blue's my favorite color. And that was the reason why at the end.
That's a solid reason.
Yep. But yeah, so I don't know. The backgrounds don't repeat like they would, like you would think they would in a lot of beat 'em ups of this style. I'm sure someone out there was like, "Oh, cool, 2 seconds of anime," and like was really drawn in by that. So now I'm in this jewelry store. I have to fight the boss Morga, who is this businesswoman choking out a little girl.
Holy shit.
But then
Okay.
she turns into a demon.
Okay.
Don't worry, Morga. I got you. Because Morga is really not much of a threat. I basically, so actually, Mercury is dead. That's fine. We're going to switch over to Sailor Mars, who is maybe the best one.
So I didn't watch Sailor Moon growing up.
Sure.
Like people said that they had it on like TV before or after school, and that was just not the case for me. So I had never seen it.
Yeah.
But for me, my favorite was Sailor Mars because she has long hair, and I did too. And I mean, I do today as well. But like back then, I had really long hair, and I was like, oh, she's got really long hair. She's the best.
Heck yeah. Sailor Mars is like the take no guff kind of tough girl. Oh wait,
Oh.
what?
Oh.
This is Tuxedo Mask. He's mysterious. No one knows who he is. He threw a rose and he left, and I still got to fight.
All right. Well.
Why is he littering on the battlefield?
I don't know. He's just kind of a jerk. He's really not that helpful. Luckily, I can just kind of stun lock this boss here in the corner. The
Weirdest
rose did do
Bachelor
damage.
episode ever.
Yeah, do you remember that episode where Sailor Mars stun locked the monster in the corner?
That's the one with the rose ceremony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I can actually pick up the rose, and it's a full heal.
Oh, okay. Isn't Sailor Mars the one that was like a celebrity Sailor Scout
No,
or
that
something?
I think that's Sailor Venus.
Okay.
And so now we get this cutscene, and those are Beryl's hands. Beryl, it's you.
How does she do anything with those nails?
I don't know, Beryl. How do you do anything with those nails? This cutscene goes on way too long, by the way. I'm pressing buttons.
Wow. Okay.
Beryl says she doesn't do anything. She has generals. That makes sense. I get it. All right, and so now we're in this third level, and again, all the levels are fairly different. Like, you know, they're city streets, but I mean, they all look pretty different. The time of day is obviously changing, and now this is the first level boss, but she's a regular enemy, as beat 'em ups are apt to do, you know. Sailor Mars has kind of a, I would say, like, just from my brief playthrough, I feel like she's got the best dash attack in the game, and she's also pretty good at activating the throws. And I kind of like this music, like the best of the 3 levels so far. Boom. Boom. And I just kind of slapped her in the face and she dies. Why is this not called Sailor Moon World Star? I don't know, good question. I don't know that WorldStar.com existed at the time, but if it had it, I don't know that Sailor Moon would be cross-promoted. Does WorldStar.com do hip-hop? Do they do a lot of cross-promotion with anime? Is Crunchyroll on WorldStar? All right, so now we're going to be Sailor Jupiter, who was my second favorite of the Sailor Scouts as a kid, because she was a good cook, and that was all she really cared about. And she's also real bad in this game. She's not very good. I'm going to use my thing, and then just get... Like, her attack, her special is the coolest. She does a cool kick.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same thing the others did.
Yeah, she's not as good at throwing, despite what I'm showing you right now. And she seems to have, like, less range. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. There are subtle differences, and maybe I just got unlucky or something. I don't know. We skip ahead, and now I'm in the dump, which is where Sailor Moon normally ends up. And Jupiter is dead. And so I've got one Sailor left, which is going to be Venus. We'll see if we can get Sailor Venus to take us to the end here of level 3. I'm using the tried and true beat 'em up strategy of they're off screen. Just punch off screen until they get hit. They'll probably run into it, right?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Yes, they will.
Always.
Yeah. Oof. I am kind of... So this is a 1995 game. It is kind of a bummer that this is only 2 players. I think
it
would
wasn't
be
a
cool.
4-player?
Yeah, I think this would have been cool as a 4 or 5 player game. Like, you know, like the X-Men arcade game, right?
Right.
You've specifically got a team of 5 people. And so, like, having them all fight at the same time would have been really cool. Though, again, the sprites are really big in this game, so I don't know how that would work. Okay, bye.
That girl was just charging.
All right, here's the next boss, Batwoman.
This is Demona from the Gargoyles.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I win. I'm not joking.
Those
I
bats
win.
don't hurt you?
Nope.
That That's a
Okay.
weird choice, honestly.
I turned turbo on my punch. And just held the button down and didn't move.
Wow.
It's a pretty good fight
Like
here
you-
in her TV layer.
You just chip away at her health very slowly.
But she does have a second phase where she goes into a
Oh.
cutscene.
Oh, you gotta go to the Eiffel Tower.
And this is pretty cool.
Scene, huh?
Yeah. This is kind of neat to have happen during the middle of a fight. Because look, oh shit, it's me.
How'd you get there so fast?
Fuck you, that's how. And so,
Okay. Oh, now you're doing more damage.
but I mean, she's still really not that tough. She does have minions now, but I mean, like, it's whatever, you know?
Oh, but Venus is now dead.
I've only got 1 life left. All right, I gotta make it count. I gotta take out Desdemona. Here on the first stage from TMNT Turtles in Time.
Oh my god, you're right.
Big Apple, 3 a.m. And then she does this attack. And so this is unfair. But then she just stops. And so it's fair again.
She realized what she was doing.
Yeah, she was like, this is kind of cheap. I'm sorry. I'll stop. And so then all of her goons die. And so I can just stun lock her in the corner again.
Oh, nice.
I messed up, but I definitely could have just locked her again. And that is round 3. But yeah, that is Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon. Like, don't go hunt down a copy or anything. You know, if you've played one beat 'em up, normally you've played them all.
Yeah.
But like, it's pretty solid.
Right on. It looked like the best one of what we played, so there's that.
You think?
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it
for
definitely
sure.
beat Akira.
I don't know. Did you see Shaman King? Did you the Spirit Unity?
Oh, you're right. I forgot about Ghost Sephiroth.
Yeah. How could you forget about Ghost Sephiroth?
You're right.
I
You're
have him
right.
tattooed.
I'm a
right?
fool.
Can't
you can't
show
see
you.
it because it's a ghost.
It's too lewd.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So that has been Anime Week. But before we call the show over for this episode, Matt, what are we doing next time?
All right, I'm excited for this one. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't think we've talked about the logistics of it. So normally on Cartridge Blowers, we give games a second chance to make a first impression. Next week on Cartridge Blowers, we give games a first chance to make a last impression. As we play only the last levels of video games. We're gonna have to
No.
we're gonna have to find games where we can skip right to the end and only play the final level.
Yeah. All right. We got to find. We got to go to the old video rental store and find a
Mhm.
cartridge that has made it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
you know, this would be the first episode maybe ever where an RPG would be all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or just go do the final boss of an RPG and look at the
Yeah.
ending and be like, what are we doing? What is any of this?
I should have saved Akira until that point because I know all the codes.
I'll play Akira next week.
Okay. All right. Okay then. Well, this has been Cartridge Blowers. Until next time, I'm Cody Coleman. With me, as always, is Nikki Wright
Yamata.
and Matt Crua.
Your mother.
Don't die, everybody. But Matt, they should do something. What is it?
Keep on blowing.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Aw, everyone's so adorable. So adorable.
Yatta! We did it.
Bye, everybody.
That's all the I'm out of Japanese.